Okay. So we'll look from here from front. This is the terrain, you place them well. However, on some areas we needed to lengthen the footing of the bridge. If I go here, I'll say that this is a smart symbol. What is a smart symbol? A smart symbol is a symbol that if copied, the program only remembers where it is positioned. So it's one symbol that can be multiplied, and if I change this symbol, every instance of it will also change. This helps us use less memory, but in this situation where the piles are not identical, we need to unlink this chain of smart symbols and create as a different one. So it's only a formality, so as far as they work, we'll let them like this. However, in this situation where we need to do modifications, but first let me test if we can trick them. Sometimes it works. The function we'll use is stretch entities, and we'll stretch this area. No, we need like I said. So what I'll do, I'll right click and I'll say unlink smart symbol. Oh, and I'll hit apply. And now it's only a 3D surface, which I can then extend here. So I use stretch entities, I do windows of selection. This is how the function works. Stretch entities, I pick up the points using a window of selection, then I select a point and change its position. If I'd like to go ortho, to be perpendicular, I hold the shift button until I meet this area. So if I hold shift, it should go perpendicular. Okay, so we fixed this one. If we would like to unlink more elements, we just right click here and say unlink, and I can select more than one element, so I can change the position of more elements at once. So I'll do the unlinking and then change in this area the position. I see only here it fits, and it's important to have the foundations at the same level, so it's good the way you did. Oh, yes. Okay, so we would need to place this foundation as the lowest pile, and then adapt the others. So it's good that they have the same height. The foundations have the same height, are at the same z coordinate, and we just change the length of the bridge footing. So I just, well, here I see that they are constant, so I can select a bigger area. I can change more feet of the bridge. Let's say I'll go here. Okay, because the other difference is smaller, and I can select this point, hold shift button to maintain perpendicularity, and we extended this as well. Okay, and we'll have also this area we'll need to solve. So it will be mostly the same process, so I'll leave those to you so you can also apply. Well, you can divide it in drawings if it's within a project, or if you so we mhm. Perfect. It's good. Well, okay. So we'll do like this. Let's say here. You said rafters. We'll place the rafters in this drawing. What I'm going to do is make this an active drawing. So I choose red for the rafters and yellow for the reference drawing, because I'm afraid some of the foundation we drew are on the reference model. I can easily check like this. If I make them passive and also deactivate the terrain, so it's passive drawing, I can see what the rafter drawing has, so it's okay. What is purple? So it has color. It's placed in the rafters. Let's say if we'd like to place the piles in a pile drawing now, to be more precise, we'll go here, piles, and I make this drawing as active. The other is let's say reference mode. Then what I'll do now is hold Control in order to multi-select, and I need to select everything that is column. So actually I don't need Control, I can use a filter. I'll go to this architectural filter and I'll say column. Okay, and we can select this bridge. I'll say Control X to cut the piles because they were made with function. Here we have some problems. No problem. No, we didn't change them yet. So I hit Control X, which is a shortcut for cut, and then I'll say paste to original position. So what it will do, it will paste them in the active drawing, so the drawing that had the red sign. Now if I check it and make passive also the rafters, I'll see that only the piles are, and we can also change the colors if it's easier to be identified. We can change the color of the piles, let's say to something else. Okay, so I am changing the format of the piles. So we now have something more different. Yes, for electric we'll do something more. What I give you was something really simplified, and we will do something more interesting. For electrical we'll do it as more realistic than I've sent it to you. I've sent you some things. Yes, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, but TeamViewer stopped. Okay, it's fixed now. Okay, let's do this column, this electrical, as we were going to use the same macro technology, the smart symbol. We'll just create one lamp, and then we will just copy it where it is positioned. So actually we'll do a more interesting lamp than the one I provided you. So we'll go like here. Let's see, street light. I'm going to pick up only for referencing this all that is related to this street lamp. I'll say like I'll hold Control and I'll pick this. You see, these are only look somehow okay in 2D, but they're not that okay. It's important only for positioning. We'll do something more realistic. Let's see. I want to do this modification, so I select them and then paste them in the lamp drawing, so they are easily followed then. To be able to multi-select, you just have to hold the control key. Let's close the animation. What? Actually, you're right. I'm. It's not okay with this direction. It's easier if I. It's okay. It will be. I thought it was easier. No, it's not easier. I still need to select these elements somehow. So if it were straight, if the bridge was straight, it would have been easier, but it's not straight. So I'm still going to select everything that is regarding these elements, as we'll need to recreate them. So I'll finish selecting them. I'm just holding control. Okay, I'll just hit Control X. I'll show you how you create one column, and then what I'd like you to do is pick the others and replace them with our new column we are doing right now. So I'll say Control Alt V, which is shortcut for paste in place. And now I can check, so if I grade the other drawings, I only have this, what I have copied so far. Okay. So let's see this in plane. Control Alt V, which is this shortcut. It's paste to original position. I did a cut, so I had Control X to cut those lamps, and then paste to original position with the street light as active drawing to place them here. So this is how I isolate elements. It's similar to layer, only that it's easier like this. And now, in order to have the exact geometry of this lamp, which is 2D, we'll do like this. We'll hit engineering, we'll do a view of it. So this is somehow a simplified version. We will do something more interesting. First of all, we'll create a cylinder to have it as a pole. So we'll just need 2 dimensions. Let's straighten the cursor. So I have the dimensions. We'll do a cylinder now with this dimension. So 335 millimeter is the diameter, and 11 meters, 11 point is the other dimension. So we'll go like this. We'll go to bonus tools. We'll create a cylinder with these parameters. So number of corners, let's say not that many, 20 should be enough, as we're going to copy it many times throughout the bridge. The radius will be 0.335 divided by 2, so because we need to convert diameter into radius. And then the height will be, let's see, it's 11.1105. Okay. So this is a 3D object, it's only the cylinder now. You can also activate to see what we're doing, a 3D model here. firstly we model this cylinder, which will be the supporting column for the light. Now we'll do this shape with 3D modeling. We'll go like this 3D surface, and we'll create a polygon surface like this. So this is the shape I drew, and now I need to do some operation. One will be to rotate this section, and I'll go with rotate 3D in 3D. Select this. This is the line, 90 degrees. And now we're going to place it over the previously created cylinder. Okay, we'll go to this point. Sorry, move. Now we'll just do some simple extrusions to finish this shape. We don't need precise mechanical, as this is just a secondary element. We can choose, we have a database of 3D objects and we can just import it from there. So I'll do some extrusion and then I'll lower this lamp. And now look throughout our database for a more interesting object regarding this shape, this lighting. Okay, I'll just shift it here. And then combine it into unique elements. Let's say I'll go like this with union. First solid, second solid. And right click in order to make them on unique solid. Okay, and one more thing I'm going to do is create an opening so it simulates the light bulb that can be placed with it. So we'll go like this. I can recommend you see Cleaner if you know the software to free some space for you. It will delete the temporary files, so you won't lose any important information. I keep seeing the error message. Just a second. Okay. Okay, we'll do just some extrusion the other way around, but I needed some referencing, so I'll go like this. I'll say I'm going to extrude a polyline. Let me deactivate the rotation. I'd like a polyline, not exactly this surface, a smaller rectangle on this surface. And I'll need to use some relative coordinates for this. Actually, I think I'm going to do like this. And do this small chamfering and small, let's say, cutting. So what I did now was to create also something like an opening. Just a second. Let's isolate this element I just created. We can do this by selecting this function, element selection. I can select this ball, and okay, this is the only thing we have now, so I just switch to animation here. What's wrong? I'll deactivate this reference plane as it plays tricks here. This is a virtual ground plane which is useful for shadows. However, in this situation, we have the shadows for the full bridge, and it can be confusing if we just look on a smaller element. Okay, this is how we can do a simplified lamppost. If we had some more detailed drawing, we could have used something more elaborate. However, it's not that relevant. We are interested more in the bridge and just to make that as a present element. So they only need to exist and have the correct distribution. And now the most important thing after we finished modeling one element, which is going to be copied multiple times. So model this lamppost, which we are going to copy for many times. The essential part will be to make it a smart symbol. So no matter how many poles I have, the program won't won't consume more space. And you can obtain this by going to bonus tools. Bonus tools here, smart symbols. We'll say smart symbol, and this will be lamppost. Can you type here? Okay, I can also lamppost. And we'll save it in this project. We'll say in the project, plane with terrain. We'll make a new group and say, let's say additional. Because we'll also do some railing. We're also going to place some cars on the bridge. It's not the finished bridge. I only gave you the shape of the bridge and some few elements, but we'll complete them in Outplan. And now I'll say save. Define new foil. The new foil is going to be this element, which I think we can easily place based on the center. So I'll right click and say midpoint and go through the diagonal. So this is the element. Okay. Okay, so this will be the element. Just a second, I also need to place it. So I created it, but in order to place it, we'll go to this library. Where is your library? Library, and we'll go to smart symbols in the project, and in this project, additional elements. Okay, didn't save. I don't know why. Insert symbol, lamppost. I'll hit OK and place it once. If it's okay, we have it now. And now you have it for this project, and you can just drag and drop it. Yes. I think we have it. I didn't look for. We should have it. I just wanted to show you how, in, let's say, a simplified manner to do something like a poll, but we should have it, and I'll look into it, and I think if I find it, I'll send it to you so you can place a realistic one. But what I'd like to do, I will send that object, and sure I can find it. But what I'd like from you is to make it a macro, just as I did it here. So save it as a macro, as an element that is really complex, needs to be copied as a macro. Because look what I can do. If this is a this is a smart symbol, while this is a dumb symbol. Let's say this is only a 3D object. I'll do a save before doing the demo. So if I say for this object, which is a dumb symbol, just a 3D object, I can do a copy like this. Go here 50 times. And look on the lowest right side, you see 1%. If I go like this, for 50, I do 50 copies to this point. Well, for 50 copies it didn't affect us, but let's say if we did 100 copies, and you might have 100 here, that ratio will raise really high. So if I go like this and make 200 copies, okay, normally it should go up. In this situation, I don't know why, since we are lucky. The difference is that if we save it as 3D geometry, the software has to remember the positioning of every, let's say, node of the 3D object. While if we use a smart symbol, it only knows the symbol and where it is placed, so it only needs one coordinate for each object, and it will consume less resources, so it will run even on, let's say, not that high performance. I think we can look together for a lamp, but if the library is not that well organized, to be certain, to be sincere, and if I don't find it in a minute, I'll look by myself and send you as a drawing. It should be here in, let's say, symbols, default, exterior. Let's see now, 2D, 3D, the open spaces, objects, plants, tree protection, pergolas. No. No. 3D lighting, maybe street lighting. Yes, we found. The only problem is you have to pick the one you like. Let's see. Let's try this one. No, it has 2 branches. We only need with 1 branch for maybe post 5. Can be a solution, or yes, so I found it. It was in 3D lighting for exterior. You see in the movie and you'll choose your own. The only thing I'd like you to do is make it a macro and then copy it along the bridge. Also, I've shown you have some railing you can place still on exterior, but it's really important what you already told me, to organize these additional elements in separate drawings so the program will run smooth. If you don't do this, we'll just move them. So when you want to model the subway, or you want to move the bridge? Well, we can move it with move function. So if you yes. So you want to, let's say, remove this steel part. Well, it shouldn't be like this. I understand. Okay, let's try together. It should work. So you tried and didn't work, or you didn't try. The plan? Ah, the map. Yeah, I deactivated. It's here. No. Okay, you just activate the real terrain, the drawing file 9. In the 9. In the 9th drawing. Make it, no, make it gray. Let's just keep only the reference model as red and the others on gray. So now, okay, and also, okay, close. Okay, in order to...
E definit cu planul sau cu... Nu. Dinamic? Nu, stai puțin, nu, pe înălțime. Nu, ăsta, celălalt, ăla roconului. Deci este... A, de jos. Amândouă de jos, cu anumite înălțime. E corect. De ok și de o de-asta, o regiune de 3D. Asta e făcut de măgat sau... Materialitate de 3D, tot.
You only want to see the picture or what? We can deactivate the layer, I think. It's you see, if we hold it here, it's layer 47. So I'll go to the layers and I'll deactivate that layer.
Așa, și acum ai aici o funcție conectare, intersecție element cu element pe straturi. Așa, și edită ăla cu ăla, ăsta, nu, celălalt, așa, hai încearcă și așa, da. Nu, invers trebuie.
Yes?
Așa, îl taie de tot. Deci întâi stratul, întâi balcon. Așa, ăla.
Well, yes. Yes, I know. It's approximate. It's not done on the same map. The other problem is the fact that the globe is round and somehow this is not really a perpendicular view. But you can move. The only thing is we'll do some remodeling of the bridge. We'll delete some parts and reposition the most important is the red line of the bridge, and then according to the red line we can reposition the elements, we can move them. So what I would need to do is move this in this direction and move outside the other elements. So we need to maintain an axis and establish from where to where we need this steel part, and then we just complete with these footings. So you'd like to move the steel part up until this area. We'll do like this. First we'll move it outside of the original plan. We'll go and I'll need to change the heading of these cursors to be parallel to your bridge.
Okay. 600. Așa, bun. Și de ăla... Nu, tot asta, indiferent, de așa intersecție.
Okay. And I'll select it.
Dar pe aia, bă, aia este culmea. Deci nu facem decât să ne ducem...
Okay. And move it, let's say, 20 meters in that direction to free the map, so we see underneath what we should be doing. So 20. 50. Okay, so I moved the steel part. And now, if you don't like the alignment I did with the bridges, no problem. You can do a line that crosses the bridge you see on the map, and the only thing we'll do, we will rearrange this, let's say this footing and with the piles. It's no problem. The terrain will be the same, so if you like to be more aligned to this map from Google Earth, you can draw the line you need. Because it's no problem if you draw the line, we can do this copying of elements at the distance we need, so we can actually copy them with one click. We just mention the distance between them, it will follow your line. Okay. But I'd also like to do a backup in this for this project, so you'll also have a backup in case you mess everything and you have no more bridge to have a backup from where we can recover. So this is how I'll show you again how we can do the backup. I save, then I'm closing all plan. Go to services. Yeah, of course. I don't know why it crashed. Backup path. That's why I saved it firstly. Okay. Champlain project. Let's say. Oh, I have a lot of Champlains here. Say all plan backup. And here I'm going to save the project. With terrain, right? This was the latest. Okay, so in case things go out of hand, so now you can actually draw your own line with 2D lines and reposition elements at a certain distance. So you already have the vertical elements, the foundations, and you can actually remodel the bridge. What I did was a simplified example. So you're doing your own bridge, so we have that steel part. We can overlap the map. Okay. So you have a lot of work to do now that you want to make the bridge identical to the map. Any questions for now? Okay.